Next up, Terry in Boise, Idaho. Hi, Terry.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Your question.
Yes, I have a young adult son that has kind of walked away from the Lord for a while, and it's kind of been beat up by the world, and is coming back around and is open to God. I was wondering, he just can't go to church and relate and connect with church, but I think he would do like a Bible study. Where would you? What book of the Bible would you start at with someone that's kind of searching? I guess that's my question.
You know, this is kind of maybe counterintuitive to sort of the advice that people would give you in terms of reading the Bible. But what I would do is I would start with either Psalms or Proverbs or both. I've just been going through Psalms and Proverbs. The book of Psalm and the Psalms in that book and the Proverbs, they're absolutely transformational. And they're so practical. My son, do not forget my teaching, but let your heart keep my commandments. For length of days and years of life and peace they will add to you. Do not let kindness and truth leave you. Bind them around your neck. Write them on the tablet of your heart. Then you'll find favor and good repute in the sight of God and man. I mean, these are all practical things. Every enterprise is built by wise planning, becomes strong through common sense, and profits wonderfully by staying abreast of the facts. There's no wisdom or counsel or understanding against the Lord. The horse is prepared for the day of battle, but victory belongs to the Lord. And there are literally hundreds and hundreds of more, but they're intriguing, and virtually every single principle and maxim, therefore, for successful daily living are found in the book of Proverbs. And then the Psalms of David. I think I was saying on a previous broadcast that I couldn't sleep a week or so ago. I got up in the middle of the night and I was reading through the Psalms, and there was such an encouragement to me. And then I read, "You will not die but live and proclaim the works of the Lord. The Lord has chastised you severely, but the Lord has not given you over to death." I took that passage, I memorized it in 4 different versions, and then that passage became something very, very meaningful to me as I'm going through the cauldron of adversity with respect to my health. So, those are 2 books that I would start with. But, maybe even prior to that, I would get a good primer on how to read the Bible in the sense in which it's intended, because if you do for your son, the Bible will open up like a fragrant rose. If you don't, it still becomes very, very difficult to make sense of. And Christina and I were doing a Facebook Live just before we came into the studio. And this is one of the things we talked about, the art and science of biblical interpretation, which is a science in that rules apply, an art in that the more you apply the rules, the better you get at it. And if you want, I'd be happy to send that out to you so you can do a little bit of a Bible study starting with that flip chart.